all of this, whether it's intended or not, is in service of Donald Trump. And by the way, even the challengers to Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, they all have to pretend that January 6th wasn't a big issue, because again, this isn't just about not offending Trump, it's about not offending his base, all of whom believe that January 6th was like the best thing ever. I wanna give you some of his response to this amazing bit of PR that's being performed by Kevin McCarthy and Tucker Carlson. Trump bleated, "Congratulations to Tucker Carlson on one of the biggest scoops as a reporter in US history." That is how he is pitching this naked propaganda. A scoop. He got footage and he's claiming that there was no violence, even though it shows tons of vicious, murderous violence. It's a great scoop. He should get the Pulitzer. He points out that this sheds an entirely different light on what actually happened. Well, that is the goal of it, I will agree. Pelosi and McConnell failed on security. Again, I love that they have to attack like Pelosi and McConnell failing on security when all of the rest of the time they're saying there was no need for security. It was just a meek group of tourists. What do you need security for then, Trump, if they're so great? He calls for literally all of the people locked up from January 6th to be let go, including the ones who beat people to death. And he commends Kevin McCarthy's great courage in giving this footage to a propagandist on Fox News. He says that the people from the select committee should be prosecuted for their actions. So not only are they going to rewrite what happened on January 6th, but those who actually shed some light on what happened should literally be prosecuted and sent to prison for what they did, Imara. It is just amazing. Like, it's happening in real time, but it sure does reek of certain periods of history in other countries. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I actually think, Rachel Maddow actually had a good point last night. And, I said the same thing recently on another program, which is that if this were happening in another country, maybe we would see it better. And I constantly point to the fact that, the way in which Lula Inácio da Silva, the new president of Brazil, dealt with his insurgency, which was sponsored by our insurgency with many of the same people in on it in both, because Christian nationalists like to, form alliances across borders. The way in which he immediately jailed hundreds of people. They didn't get to go home. They didn't get to, they didn't have to, they didn't get to be plucked out one by one. Hundreds of people went to jail immediately. There was a crackdown on them immediately. The governor of an entire state was forced to resign because he didn't provide security. There's no one who's been held accountable, for example, for the lack of response from the National Guard here. So I think the fact, and we've seen that when there's an appropriate state response to emerging fascism gets stronger. And that's the danger here. And I think that one of the major things that we can learn about Brazil is the fact that, Lula had lived through a military dictatorship. He knows what those people are. He knows the extremes to which they'll go. And so he moves with urgency. In the United States, where there is a false sense of security about our democracy and what we can and cannot do and the rules that we have to play by, there's this detachment from the reality of fascism, of authoritarianism, that is allowing us to be slower and allowing this to get larger and to thrive and to become even more dangerous.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.